What's up, everybody? Dwayne Bryant here. I've got 6 undefeated NFL trends for you for this week. They are a combined 55-0, and we're going to get right into them. And as always, I start by saying please never make a bet based on any single trend. If you use trends as part of your handicapping process, I recommend that you do the following. You look at all of what you feel are the relevant trends for each game and then weigh those relevant trends out and see if they weigh more heavily on one side or the other. Having said that, let's move into trend number 1, where we are going to be looking at the Chicago Bears. And we're going to go back to last season when the Bears have lost 4 or 5 of their last 6 games. So lowercase t is team, capital S is sum. In the parentheses, what do we want the sum of? Well, capital L. We want sum of their losses. After the comma, we have capital N equals 6 because we're looking at the Bears' last 6 games. So this is the Bears if they have lost 4 or 5 of their last 6 games. We'll hit the STQL button. You can see that the over-under is a perfect 8-0, 8 overs, no unders. These games went over by an average of exactly 11 points per game. If you look at the 8 games, right-hand column for overtime, no overtime games. So that is a legit margin of 11 points per game that they went over by. And you can see that this is active on Sunday with the Bears visiting the Chargers. Now, I would ignore, it's listing every Bears game this season, but we don't know if they're going to qualify in these future weeks, so I would ignore all those extra games in this query. Let's go right into trend number 2. And guys, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell so you get notified as soon as I drop a video on this channel. For trend number 2, we're going to look at the Buccaneers. We're going to go back to last season. We're going to look at them when they're off back-to-back games that went under the total. So previous game went under and previous game went under the total. Hit the STQL button and you'll see that the Buccaneers, despite being an average favorite of minus 2.4, they're just 1-8 straight up, losing by nearly a 9.5 points per game average, 0-9 against the spread, losing to the spread by a nearly 12 points per game average. And you can see that this is active on the Thursday night game, the Buccaneers visiting the Bills. So let's move right into trend number 3. And if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up to like this video. I would really appreciate it. For trend number 3, we're going to look at the Giants. We're going to go back to the 2021 season. We're going to look at them as a home underdog, when the line is less than 7. So they're a home underdog of less than +7. We'll hit the STQL button. And you can see the over-under here is 10-1, no overs, 10 unders, 1 push. These games stayed under by an average of about 9.7 points per game. And you can see that this is active on Sunday, the Giants hosting the Jets. And it looks like if the line stays where it is, this will be active again in week 18 when the Giants host the Eagles, but we'll have to revisit that 10 weeks from now and see if the line is still under +7. So let's move to trend number 4. And guys, if you have any trends or situational angles that you'd like me to look up on this weekend's NFL games, drop that in the comments. I'll get to that when I can. If you guys found any NFL trends or angles that are active for this week's games, drop them in the comments. We would all love to see them. We are now going to look at the Detroit Lions. We're going to go back to last season, and we're going to look at them when they have won exactly 2 out of their last 3 games. So team sum wins. Number of games is 3. We're looking at their last 3 games. And so their wins in their last 3 games equals 2. So this is the Lions when they've won exactly 2 out of their last 3 games going back to last season. You can see that despite an average line of almost a pick'em, minus 1.2, they're a perfect 8-0 straight up and against the spread, winning straight up by an average of exactly 15 points per game, covering the spread by 13.75 points per game. And you can see that this is active on Monday night when the Lions host the Raiders. So let's move to trend number 5, our second last trend of this week. And guys, be on the lookout for my NBA trend report. Those are going to start next week on this channel, so you can look for that on Monday. For trend number 5, we are going to look at the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to go back to the last season. It says line is less than or equal to -4. So that means as long as they are a favorite of -4 or more. So -5, -6, etc. We'll hit the SDQL button. And look at that over-under. No overs, 10 unders. Those 10 games went under by an average of 9.9 points per game. I love any margin that's over a touchdown. You can look here. There was even an overtime game thrown in here, and that overtime game still went under. And this is active on Sunday. The Ravens visiting the Cardinals. That's going to bring us to our 6th and final trend of the week for NFL. And for this one, we're going to look at the 49ers. We're going to go back to November 27th of last year. So it's always, and I just messed that up. It's always the 4-digit date first, the 4-digit year first, then the 2-digit month, then the 2-digit day. So we're looking at the Niners going back to November 27th of last year when they are a home favorite. We'll hit the SDQL button, and you can see the Niners are a perfect 10-0 straight up and against the spread, winning the games by 19.3 points per game, covering the spread by an average of 11.35 points per game. And this is active on Sunday as the Niners host the Bengals. And guys, that is going to do it for my NFL trend report for this week. Again, if you've got any trends you want me to look up for this week's games, drop them in the comments. If you have any you found, drop those in the comments as well. Be on the lookout for my football plays this weekend over at dbbets.com. I'm going to have probably 2 5% max bets, one on college football Saturday, one in the NFL on Sunday. Be on the lookout for that. If you haven't already, check out my college football trend report for this week that is already up on this channel. And as always, I'll close by saying best of luck on all of your football wagers this weekend.